Both and is a fundamental concept embedded in our discussions during the Beloved Conversations class. Coming to a congregation near you, by the way, I'm going to put that plug in. It is a reminder of the ever-present simultaneous realities and experiences of what can appear to be very different and at times conflicting values. Both and tempers the notion that there is one reality, one way to see things. True story. I was working with a couple in therapy one day. Now, it should be noted that I don't do a lot of couples work. Normally, I prefer a dysfunctional family of 6 to working with 2 people who are trying to show the therapist what an idiot the other one is. But back to my story. I had them sit with their backs to each other. I gave each of them an object and I asked them to describe the object as they saw it, but they could not name the object. She described the object in various colors, the feel and the touch. He described the object by its angles, how it was put together, and its functionality. Once each had a turn, I asked, "Do you believe he was telling the truth about what he was holding?" And she said yes. And I asked him, "Do you believe she was being honest about what she was holding?" And he said, "Yeah." They both looked at me like, "What's your point?" See, the room that we were in was also used for play therapy. And before we began, I had found 2 of the exact same object. I had given them both the same thing. They saw what they saw through a very different lens. Their descriptions were based on what stood out to them. Imagine being a child in that family. Imagine these very different values being projected onto you and no one hears your voice, no one hears your point of view. Imagine feeling like that in the larger world. I think some of us can relate these days. Even though trust was not a big part of this couple's relationship, they heard the description from each other and they believed what they were hearing. Why? 2 reasons. First, in the absence of knowing what the other is seeing, there's no reason to try to convince the other to see it your way. It simply is what it is. Second, each was free to simply express what they saw, how they saw it, and the other simply listened. As we enter a time that we know will be full of differing opinions, our challenge is to stay present. We must recognize our own voice has value and there is value in the voice of the other. We must speak to be heard and we must listen to hear. We must engage with those who think like us and we need to seek to engage with those who don't. We don't lose who we are when we listen. Actually, according to theologian Paul Tillich, the first duty to love is to listen.